Alright, hi everybody, it's Bonkai922. Figured I'd keep this gravy train rolling with reviews. After this, I'm probably going to do SAO. There'll be 2 ratings in that. To Love Ru, Darkness, episode 11. And I want to tell everyone, I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. Yeah. I'm giving this a 5 out of 5. For obvious reasons. This one's called The Right Thing. Right Thing. Pretty much what happened in this episode was a lot of things. Now, I'm just going to check one thing real quick because I have a sneaky suspicion this is rather 12 or 13 episodes. But I need to be sure that it's okay, apparently it's 12, and I shake my head because next week doesn't seem like, you know, I don't know, it's just weird that way. Anyway, let's get into summary. Beginning of the episode, we have Momo and Rito. We have Rito and Momo. They're talking and they're spying on, and he's just thanking her for bailing him out for that old dirty thing for Mr. Bushido Spear. He's got the thirst for that fan service. But pretty much what happened in this episode, had that. And Tear and Golden Darkness, they're talking, and apparently, Golden Darkness, Tear's telling her all these things about how she tried to save her when she was when it was the experiments, trying to get her out of there, and so on and so forth, and she tried her hardest. And Golden Darkness is replying by saying, that doesn't matter, it would not matter if you apologized or anything like that. What does matter, however, is that you're alive. And then you're crying. It's like a moment, it's a touchy moment kind of feeling. This episode, however, was about MEA Kurosaki. And this is the only thing I had to say to her. What the fuck you doing? And the thing is this episode, thoughts on it is like, this was probably a good, tense episode we had in a very long time. And the thing that gets me about it is, she's delusional. Oh, you gotta wake the fuck up, bitch. And I take back what I said about Nana. Nana's a good character, so yeah. You gotta wake up. She gotta wake up. You're delusional. You're delusional. She's like, I remember the part when she was saying, we're weapons and all this other shit. And I'm like, okay. By that logic, why don't you go talk to Nana and tell her, oh, by the way, I'm a weapon. Yeah, and I'm going to leave. Well, guess what? She's going to be pretty damn sad. That was pretty much the focus point of this episode. So, what happening was, we had this basic situation where Kurosaki, she's been spying on Tear, she's looking at Tear, and this whole bit is moving forward in that direction. So, what ends on happening is, she goes after her, because we have a scene where she's looking at her Tear, but then she grabs Nana and leaves. And as we move forward from that, we have this scene where she's walking through the hall, Kurosaki, and it looks like she's going to try to kill her, kill Tear. And the thing is, we get a lot of information about Tear's master in this episode, towards the end. pretty much, I don't want to get too much into details, but more or less in the episode middle way, we just had her Nana talking to Tyr about, oh, I'm a friend of Kurosaki. She's like, oh, be a good friend to her, and so on and so forth. Then we obviously had, the whole thing with Nana helping MEA Kurosaki. Nana actually makes a pillowcase for her thing, gets her new furniture. I mean, be very friendly and did it because she wanted to make Kurosaki feel better. And then we have a scene with the master. This master, she's a bad apple. The master. I just think you're just a bad apple. Because all you're trying to do is you're trying to feed in their minds that they are weapons, when clearly they are not. So then we get a scene with, pretty much after that scene, we have Tyr talking to Rito and Momo about the whole situation, and that she's a weapon and so on and so forth, and that she doesn't know who MEA's master is. MEA's master is Kurosaki, what her master is, who she is, but she can speculate. And basically, Momo gives her these seeds to protect her from any danger she might be into. And after that whole scene, then we basically have we have Yui. She's leaving, and she's telling her, "Oh, don't worry if the boys, pick on you and stuff, especially Yuki Rito, Anyway, pretty much after that, she's looking at attendance, looking at the names and so on and so forth, because she had to stay late. And that's when Kurosaki shows up, and she confronts Tyr. Now, I'm thinking, yes, we're gonna get a tenseful, intense moment in Duel Through Darkness. Finally. And it was a tense moment until Uzushu, the ghost, she shows up and stops MEA Kurosaki for a moment, and then her clothes come off. And then, after that moment, Shushu shows up again and tries to stop her again, but doesn't do anything. And what happens? Typical Tyr. She wears glasses. She's a blonde. She has big boobs. What does she do? She trips and falls, and she accidentally breaks the seeds that Momo gave her, and then the plants coming out and attacking them. And, we got the Ichi seeds there, obviously. And then Rito and Momo walk in on them, and it's an embarrassing scene. Now, here's the thing. And I don't think she's after Rito Kurosaki. I don't think she's attempting to kill him. But the thing about this episode was, we then get the juicy details. Finally, after what? 10 episodes? We were an episode away from the final episode. We finally find out the story about this master. Unbelievable. So, MEA Kurosaki then goes into details about her master and what happened to her and how she was created. And it was called the Nemesis Project. And basically, it was the project that was going alongside with the Eve Project. The Eve Project created Golden Darkness. The Nemesis Project created Kurosaki and this other being. This other being was the Master, known as, I believe, Nemesis. That's the gist of it. And the thing that bothered me about Kurosaki, about how evil she is and all this shit, is standing there talking to, and she's asking basically Tyr, oh, you know, do you really consider us, Golden Darkness could be human, could live as a human? And she says, yes. You don't have to live as a weapon. And she's like, oh, but we're supposed to be weapons. And then Rito says something interesting. And then he looks at May and tells her, I think if you were to leave, it would make Nana very sad. And then she's freaking out, Kurosaki. And this is what I'm talking about. She is confused. You're confused and you're stupid. Plain and simple. Plain and simple as day. She doesn't know what the fuck she's doing. She's following this master, but I'm telling you right now, the end result at the end of the day, for Kurosaki, you end up hurting her. And here we have a scene where she says, oh, I might believe you if you lick my body. I'm like, she's telling Rito she's her body. And then Tyr and Momo was like, do it. And he's like, no, I can't. And he says, and she basically goes on saying, my heart can't be swayed. Some hearts can't be swayed. And she says she's going to continue following the master's teachings and she's going to stay. And that's how it ends there. And this is what I have to say. You're full of shit. Full of shit. Because at the end of the day, the master's going to say one thing. I want you to come with me, and I want you to bring Golden Darkness. Well, guess what? Guess what's going to happen if Nana finds out you're a weapon? She's not going to want to be with you. Very simple. Don't be a weapon. But overall, and it seems like the other thing I should mention also happened in this episode is that she knows Kurosaki, that she's a weapon, but at the same time that she could have a human heart. Now, and that's where the episode ends with her leaving. Once again, I reiterate, next week's supposed to be the final episode. And I'm wondering, where does this go? And the next episode's called Room, A Maiden's Feelings. Where does this go from here, though, in the final episode? Because what we found out was the identity of the master. But, like, where does that lead to in the final episode? It's got me really confused. But overall, this was a good episode. I'm giving it a 5 out of 5. But, man, Kurosaki, you got to get your priorities straight. I mean, the whole gist is that Kurosaki and I believe Momo are seemingly the forefront of this show. And the reason being is because their sisters are connected with them. That's what I get the feeling from with To Love Ru Darkness. So in other words, you've got Kurosaki and Golden Darkness, and you have Momo and Nana. And each one of those counterparts are in relationship with the other. In a way. But I just think she's just too dark, Kurosaki, and she needs to listen to Rito. Yeah, listen to him, because you're just spewing bullshit. You want to be a weapon? Go right ahead, but guess what? Nana's going to hate you. Especially if she finds out that you're attempting to hurt people. And she's going to hate you. And then you're going to feel like shit. So, I think just Kurosaki's just a bitch, and she needs to wake the fuck up. She needs to wake the fuck up. She's delusional. Delusional. But overall, this was a good episode. Like I said, 5 out of 5. I thought it was great that we got the intense action in here. Hopefully next week concludes this. And if it doesn't, I'm going to be really upset. I don't want like a half-ass anime-only ending. I want to see something conclude. Something that resolves the situation that's been happening from this show. So, overall, that's what I got. So, that's all I got for you guys. This has been Bonkai922. I'll see you guys later. And I guess Kurosaki, man, that bitch needs to, like, do something, because what, are you going to be a weapon or a human? You got to pick one. Can't be both. So, yeah. See ya.